Hey guys, we're back again today and we're talking about creation versus evolution. Huge topic. A lot of people are very passionate about it. I too am very passionate about it. I'll tell you right off the bat, I believe the Bible is true. I believe in creation. I believe God made everything in 6 days. I believe in a global flood. I believe in science.
Igor, come here.
Here's the thing you have to understand. All science is based on evidence. Scientific evidence has to be empirical. That means it has to be observable and testable.
We're gonna put some in there, then we're gonna mix it up. Put it upside down in the icy cold water and let's see what happens.
Observable and testable, those are the two criteria. And all scientists base their theories on the same evidence, whether they believe in creation or evolution. Here's the problem, is that we can only observe and test things that are here and now. We can't observe and test things that happened in history because we weren't there, and a lot of those things don't exist anymore. You say, I believe in creation and I have proof for that. Were you there? No. So you can't observe it. You can't test it. Somebody says, hey, I believe in the origin of the world, and all the species that exist through evolution. Well, have you seen that happen? There are two different types of evolution. There's the type that we see happen all the time. That's microevolution. That's adaptation, small changes over a period of time. That's microevolution. That's horizontal. The other type of evolution is vertical. That's macroevolution. That's changing from one species to another. But what a lot of scientists want to believe is because microevolution is observable and testable, therefore it proves macroevolution, which is not observable and testable. And they say, well, you just take microevolution and extrapolate that over millions and millions and billions of years, and then you have macroevolution, which is simply something that is taken by faith. It's simply a belief.
We're going to put God on trial.
You just want to ensnare them in your primitive superstition.
What I want is for them to make their own choice. That's what God wants. Science supports his existence. You know the truth. So why do you hate him? It's a very simple question. Why do you hate God?
God's not dead, he's surely alive.
Both creation and evolution kind of have the same basic problem, and that is that they have to say that something came from nothing. Now, those who believe the Bible believe God created it and he spoke and everything came into being. Those who believe in evolution believe that it came from a big bang.
State that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall. We built the pyramids, math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang. Hey!
Okay, so which was it? Well, nobody observed either one, so both have to be taken by faith. I'll just throw this out there as a bonus. Some Bible theologists have tried to kind of somehow harmonize science and the Bible and really harmonize evolution in the Bible. Like, okay, maybe there was millions of years. How can we explain this? And so they've come up with this theory called the gap theory, saying that there was a gap between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2. God created the heavens and the earth, and then the heaven and the earth were without form and void, and darkness hovered over the face of the deep. So what happened? Why is there such chaos in verse 2 when God created everything perfectly in verse 1? Well, they believe that in between those two, Satan rebelled against God. He was thrown to the earth. There was mass destruction. And then in verse 2, God began recreating the earth. Kind of verse 1, there was some, he had created some dinosaurs and some early man, some of those things that we find in the fossil record, inferior kind of things. And then that was kind of like practice for him. But then when he recreated in verse 2 and started, what we read in the rest of Genesis chapter 1, that was kind of the perfection that he kind of did the second time. Now, I do believe that God practiced in creation and then made perfection. I believe that when he made man, maybe that was a little bit of practice. And then when he made woman, boom, he got it right. Because there's man and then there's whoa, man, if you know what I'm saying. Is the Bible scientific? No, it's a history book, number one. It's about Jesus. It's about the history of mankind and their relationship with God. It's not a science book. Are there things in the Bible that are scientifically correct? Yes, absolutely. Let me just read you a few. Jeremiah 33:22 says that the hosts of heaven are innumerable. That's talking about the stars and the planets and the things we see out there. You used to think there was only about 1,000, maybe 1,100 observable stars. Now we know that they are absolutely innumerable as technology has advanced and we see further. Job 26:7 said that the earth hangs on nothing. Until recent history, they believed that the earth sat on a large beast. And now we know that the earth simply floats in space. Hebrews 11:3, written 2,000 years ago, says that everything was made from things that are unseen. And it wasn't until recent history, then modern times and modern discoveries, that we understood that everything is made up of atoms, which are invisible to the naked eye. Leviticus 17:11, written 3,000 years ago, says that life is in the blood. Up until about 120 years ago, bleeding people was still a common practice to heal sickness. So there are a lot of things, there are many more things in the Bible that are scientifically correct that we can read about, but it's not a science book. When we want to find out more about science, we go to science. We go to the evidence that we can observe and test. We don't have to fear it because it's simply a study of God's creation. He created everything, and we can observe it, and we can test it, and we can see how incredible His creation really is.